In this lecture number 4 of Learn Python by Writing 60 plus real life program course, we will learn how to use variables. Programming is nothing but playing with data, but before the data should be properly stored. In this lecture, we will learn how it is done. Data can be anything, number, string, list, etc. etc. For storing data, we use variables in basically every programming language. So what basically variables are? Variables are containers for storing data values. You can think of it as variables are a place in your memory location and has a name, as we all do, and it stores some data. So let's make some variable, but before that we should know what are valid variable names. A variable name must start with a letter or a underscore. A variable name cannot start with a number. A variable name can only contain alphanumeric characters and underscores. It cannot contain symbols like @ exclamation hash, etc. Variable names are case sensitive. Examples: small letter AGE is different from capital letter AGE. So let's start using variables. We will create our first variable, name. I will assign it a data, that is my name, Priyanshu. Let's run this by clicking F5. Name. Let's run this. Name error. Name Priyanshu is not defined. This error is because Python interpreter thinks that this Priyanshu is not a string. This is a variable. So we need to tell that this is a string. The string should be inside double quotes. Then our Python will know that this is a string and not a variable. F5. Done. We will create our next variable, age. I will say 19. Height 164.94. The variable name contains a data Priyanshu, which is a string. Age contains a value which is 19, which is an integer. Height contains a data which is float. Any number which contains decimal is known as float. In this lecture, we will see the first three. Anything inside quotes is known as string. 20, it's an integer. 20.5 decimal, so it's float. Now we will print it. Print name age height. F5. Print name is printing simply name because it is inside double quotes and Python is thinking that it's a string. So we need to tell it that it's a variable and please print the value of that variable. It should not be inside double quotes. So let's run after removing double quotes. Yes, now we got the value of that variables, Priyanshu 19 164.94. That's great. Now let's see how we can take the value of a variable from user. So it is done by using a function input. Input function allows the user input. So if we want to take input from user, we need to use the function input. Name is equal to input, enter your name. Age is equal to input, enter your age. Here, name, age and height are variables which will contain the value which the user will enter. So this is how we take input from user. After taking the input from user, let's print it. Print your name is name, your age is age, and your height is height. F5. Enter your name. I'll enter a name Raju. Age 20. Height 155.98. Your name is Raju. Your age is 20. Your height is 155.98. So this print statement will print your name is as it is because it is inside double quotes, and Python will assume that it's a string, and then a space because of the separator. Then it will print the value of this variable name, which is Raju. This is how it will be done for age and height. This is how we can take data from user. Great. Now we are good enough to play with data. In the next lecture, which is lecture number 5, we will learn to perform basic mathematical operations. So meet you there.